Place your hand on my heart. Find me there on that distant shore. Memories all around, constellations that we found. What have we found?
Let's talk a little bit about Brianna and Ross's love story. Our couple have mutual friends, Rachel and Chris. Both Rachel and Chris have spoken to Brianna about Ross and to Ross about Brianna. Well, there just happened to be a New Year's Eve party in December of 2020. The anticipation was great. You could cut it with a knife. The big meetup was about to happen. They locked eyes across the room. They approached each other and spoke. And do you know what happened? A big fat nothing. They happened to reconnect again. Ross had big plans. He was ready. Ross was going to cook for Brianna and win her over. This first date led to a second date a week later. The rest is history.
So here we are. We've come full circle. Brianna was my maid of honor almost 8 years ago, and it's about time I get to return the favor. Bri and I latched onto each other early on in high school and have only gotten closer as time went on. She's my longest, most trusted ally. We've been each other's rock through thick and thin, and she knows me just as well, if not better, than I know myself. I have an infinite supply of embarrassing and endearing anecdotes I could share about her and our friendship, but ultimately that's not why we're here. We're here to celebrate these two lovebirds. Brianna is one of the strongest and most resilient people I know. Somehow, after everything she's been through, she's still one of the most loving, thoughtful, generous, authentic, silly, outright weird people I've ever met. Her light shines so bright, and she's always deserved someone who not only will be as protective of her as I am, but will help her light shine even brighter. Ross, as you all know, can be a very private person. But if you spent any amount of time with him, you know he's got a great sense of humor. I met Ross years ago, and we bonded over making jabs at Chris the very first time we met. He doesn't take himself too seriously, but he cares deeply for those in his life and thinks carefully before bringing new people into his inner circle. Once Ross and Bri decided to take a chance on one another, they were so drawn to each other and connected pretty quickly. There's no way for me to fully express how happy I am for the both of you. I'm beyond excited to have a front row seat as you build your lives together. Cheers.
Ross describes Brianna as kind, generous, goofier than people realize, smart, and incredibly loving. Ross wants Brianna to know that on their wedding day, that he loves her and will always protect her and her heart.
Pam, Ross, and myself, we were up north. And it was a Sunday afternoon, and we were getting ready to go home. And you can tell Ross is fidgety. He is not hard to read, right? He was fidgety. And we were getting ready to leave, and he said, you know, I have to tell you something. And I consider myself a fixer. And I'm like, oh, great. What do I have to fix now? And how much is it going to cost me? And he said, no, no, no. This is a great thing. I've been dating someone for 6 months. And it's time for you to meet her. And I'm going to bring Bree up for Memorial Day, right? And as you heard, Pam was wonderful. I was nice. And Bree and I talked about this, and I said, hey, Bree, no pressure, right? The first time coming up, meeting everybody. I will tell you, from moment one, Bree was a perfect fit into our family. You are perfect. Bree and Ross, you are an amazing couple. Here's to Ross and Bree Droulard. Cheers, everybody.
I, Ross, take you, Brianna,
I, Ross, take you, Brianna,
to be my wife,
to be my wife,
to share my life with you,
to share my life with you,
build our dreams together,
build our dreams together,
support you through challenging times.
support you through challenging times,
You didn't stutter on that like I did. And rejoice with you in times of happiness.
and rejoice with you in times of happiness.
I promise to give you respect, love, and loyalty
I promise to give you respect, love, and loyalty
through all the trials and triumphs of life.
through all the trials and triumphs of life.
This commitment is made in love,
This commitment is made in love,
lived in hope,
lived in hope,
and made every day of our lives.
and made every day of our lives.
Brianna, please repeat after me. I, Brianna, take you, Ross,
I, Brianna, take you, Ross,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
to share my life with you,
to share my life with you,
build our dreams together,
build our dreams together,
support you through the challenging times,
support you through the challenging times,
and rejoice with you in times of happiness.
and rejoice with you in times of happiness.
I promise to give you respect, love, and loyalty
I promise to give you respect, love, and loyalty
through all the trials and triumphs of life.
through all the trials and triumphs of life.
This commitment is made in love,
This commitment is made in love,
lived in hope,
lived in hope,
and made new every day of our lives.
and made new every day of our lives.
In accordance with the laws of the state of Michigan, it is one of the greatest honors of my life to pronounce you head of life. You may kiss your bride.
I've known Ross a long time, well over 20 years. It's long enough to have known almost every version of him. The loyal friend, the loving son and brother, the caring boyfriend, the Real Housewives of New Jersey's #1 fan, and my personal favorite, which has been mentioned many times already, the absolute lunatic Lions fan pacing the living room every Sunday. Today we get to all meet a new version of Ross, Ross the husband. Now don't get me wrong, I'm sure some of us had our doubts we'd ever see today. I know I did. When I first became friends with Ross, he was a freshman high school wrestler weighing in at a petite 119 pounds. I wasn't exactly sure how he would land any girls, let alone somebody as beautiful and perfect as Bree. He remembers the small but meaningful details that make you feel important. He's the kind of guy who will quietly get a full-time job at the fire department, pass his paramedic exam and not tell a soul, but will immediately text me the second his sister Dana gets a promotion or his parents book a fun and exciting trip across the globe. Ross is proud and fiercely loyal, and when you're in his circle, you feel that loyalty. Bree, you're one of the most kind and compassionate people I have ever met. You bring out the very best in Ross. You ground him, you lift him up, and you guys fit together beautifully.